Hello, hello. We are back with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Today we are gonna play the Skull Invitation Duel Trial thing. But first, we are gonna do this triple tactics thing. I don't really know exactly how this works. I clicked on it yesterday, but I didn't read any of the rules. So let's figure out exactly how this works, because I don't know if there's actually strategy or like there's literally just a random button. Should I just be hitting the random button, or how exactly does this work? 3 sets for 3 days each. You can select any 3 cards once per day. So you don't know the results at all until the end, so the whole time you don't know exactly what the strategy is. Like, you're trying to pick a set of 3 common cards every single time, but there's no such thing as a common card, right? So prizes. Okay, so name changes don't work. Question mark attack does not equal 0. No forbidden list. Okay, so if you get all the matching cards, you split the winnings with anyone else who also got all the matching cards. So attacks are more valuable than types, which are more valuable than attributes, which are more valuable than card frames. Actually, card frame doesn't really matter at all, huh? Okay. So, like, we want common attacks. Well, let's look at that again just real quick. We want common attacks, common types, common attributes. So defense doesn't matter. Level doesn't matter. Card frame hardly matters. Okay. So the problem I'm seeing with this event compared to that other, like, Wordle event is it doesn't tell you how many cards are here. So I can't click, like, here and be like, boom, how many effect monsters are here? I don't know. Like, I'm not counting all these. So we probably want to pick... Wait, card frame doesn't matter. Attack, type... I mean, card frame kind of matters if you are getting 0 correct, right? So I guess we could still go for 3 different card frames. If I was going to take a guess what the most common card frames are, it's probably Effect, Fusion, and Synchro, right? I think Link is slightly too new, that Link has not surpassed any of those. And I think Xyz is probably in the same boat, where it's just like slightly newer than Synchro, so there's probably just less Xyz. And then Normal, I think, like, Normal, they kind of stopped making normal cards, mainly. And Pendulum, they just don't make Pendulums, really. So, Effect Monster. What's a common type? We know that Dark is common. We know that dragons, spellcasters, and warriors are all common. I don't know if I should use like an outside tool to help me. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow when I'm not on stream. Fiends are also probably pretty popular. Let's start with dragons. There's going to be a lot of dark dragons, right? Let's sort this by attack. Probably don't want to do a 5k. 5k seems bad. 3k seems pretty good. But apparently there's not that many here. Otherwise, I would say like 25 is probably very common. 25 is decently common. 2000 is probably going to be very common. 1800 is also going to be pretty common. I didn't even realize that Atri was a dragon. I haven't played Centurion since Atri came out. Okay, and we don't care about defense at all. Pretty tempted to just take something like Levianeer here. Let's do that. It's a dragon. It's dark. It's got 3000 attack. It seems like a pretty good start. That's not the menu that I wanted. Alright, let's do a fusion. Let's do light. Spellcaster. Oh, there's actually not very many. Do we go Grangrenal? Seems like a pretty solid one. Otherwise, I would maybe do Time Wizard of Tomorrow. Level doesn't matter, right? That's what we decided. Yeah, level does not matter. So having 2 level 8s shouldn't be an issue. And then do we do like Earth? Earth Warrior? We got a nice 2000 attack Earth Warrior here. 24 is also pretty common, huh? The problem is it's gonna be, it's a little bit skewed because it's synchro monsters, right? Sure, let's do this guy. I've never even heard of this guy before, by the way. Like, these two cards at least I know. I have no idea who Saiba the Soldier Swordsmith is. It has to bring back warriors. Because obviously, like, Elf Note could make this really easily. He has a quick synchro effect. It just has to use a warrior. He could use himself, right? Because he can't be used as a synchro material the turn he's... or the turn he uses this effect. But he could do it on your opponent's turn. But you'd need to play some warriors to bring back with the Elf Note deck. This is probably like just way too niche to actually be usable, but I've never seen this card before. Anyways, let's lock that in. Sure. And so I'll do this one on my own tomorrow, and then we'll do this one together on Wednesday, probably. So, duel trial time. It's just going to be a short one. We're just going to get in, get the pack, and then get out of here. But, so this event, each player starts with 3 copies of Skull Invitation. So I already built a deck. I assume it's not perfect, but it should be good enough to win 3 duels. So we'll see. Hopefully Hopefully it doesn't take forever. It's kind of a deck that doesn't abuse the rules, but I just plan to win by abusing the rules in a different way. Yo, what's going on? And welcome back to some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. And today we have the Duel Trial Skull Invitation 3, where each person starts with 3 copies of Skull Invitation. Now, Skull Invitation, obviously, it does 300 damage to any player when a card is sent to their graveyard. And with 6 of them on the field, like yours activate when you lose a card and your opponents activate. So you're losing 1,800 life whenever a card goes to the graveyard, right? So today I built a deck that I just kind of thought would be able to dominate other decks, and hopefully this actually works. We're just playing Cool Tune, but with a few classic event cards that you've probably seen before. We're playing Leonidas, and we're playing Hane Wata. So these are just going to make it so you can't take effect damage. Leonidas, same thing. You can't take effect damage. Or you can actually scale him as a pendulum card, and then you can destroy him if you're going to take effect damage. And then any effect damage you take, you increase your life points by that amount instead. So kind of my idea was, if we go first with Leonidas, we just scale him and we gain so much HP on our turn that then the next turn we can kind of just freely throw things in the graveyard and it should be fine. We took out the cards that don't work in this event, like Imperm and like Fua. Those obviously aren't going to work in this event because they're not really going to be activatable, so I took those out. Some funny cards are Nibiru. If your opponent happens to get 5 monsters on the field and you Nibiru them, they will lose. They will burn to death to the Skull Invitations because 1,800 times 5 is 9,000 damage. So they will instantly lose if that happens. Will it happen? Probably not, but it would be funny if it did, because it's likely that they'll have like a negate before then. So you probably will have to Nibiru earlier. Nibiru is probably something that I would take out, but I think it's going to be funny if it happens. Ghost Ogre, also potentially funny, because if they summon something and then you blow it up, then you take damage for the Ghost Ogre going to the grave, but they also take damage for it. And then just kind of trying to take advantage of the fact that we start with 3 free cards on the field. I was like, oh, I'll just use my 1-of Droplet, because like imagine that our opponent makes a pretty good field. We could just immediately drop all the Skull Invitations and negate 3 things with Droplet, right? And we could even like toss a monster in there as well. Now, granted, we'll be taking a lot of damage to their Skull Invitations unless we have a way to stop that. Other than that, it's pretty much just generic Cool Tune. Maybe we don't need the Droll and Lockbird, but I figure if we're going to run into anything annoying, it's probably going to be someone doing some crazy combo that gets completely stopped by Droll and Lockbird, so I decided to keep it. It's not a perfect deck, but I'm hoping that with 6 cards that just prevent us from taking effect damage, it'll be enough. I'm not so sure if we only start with this guy, what's going to happen, because I'm pretty sure like our combo just kills us if we don't have a way to prevent damage. So we'll either have to play like super minimally and then try and abuse our opponent on their turn, or like, I'm not sure. But the reason that I thought this deck would be pretty good is obviously it's a top tier deck, but also it destroys a lot of stuff, right? We got Rekko Destroy, we got Mix Destroy, we got Ogre Destroy, we got Loudness War can destroy something, we got Zaylin can destroy something. That's kind of it. But that's quite a few destroys, right? If we get a lot of destroys off, or our opponent is even forced to send things to the graveyard on their own because like they activated a spell card and the spell card goes to the graveyard, I think there's pretty likely that we will be able to kill them on their turn. But we'll see. Maybe this is the completely wrong idea. I feel like it's probably good enough, even if it's not perfect though, so let's get into it. I know there's obviously a lot more text that we could be using. Like, I think there's like a rank 5 or a rank 6 that just gains you life points instead. But also, if we could keep Leonidas on the field, which might be a little bit tough, but if we could keep Leonidas, that would also stop us from taking effect damage. The problem is our deck... What are we gonna do here? Our deck locks us out of, like, summoning Leonidas very easily. I think we just go Q immediately. This is gonna be a little bit annoying that all of these have to trigger individually. I don't know what our opponent is doing. So yeah, the issue here is I don't have an inherent way in the extra deck. Maybe I should have thought this through a little bit more. But I just figured that running 6 cards that would stop us from taking effect damage would just hopefully be good enough. But it's looking like that's not going to be the case, huh? We have quite a few hand traps. Like, we can't do a full play, right? So do I want to do something else? Maybe I should just heavily play into Droll. I think we should play super greedy. But I could also grab this. And then bring it back to my hand for our opponent's turn. That was another thought that I had, but I'm now realizing that that's not super efficient. I think we die if we do that. So let's not do that. I guess that's another funny idea. We could just make Loudness War and then, like, sit on it. Yeah, but we probably don't want that unless we actually have other stuff. Yeah, I'm realizing that if we don't actually draw one of those damage prevention things, this is kind of obnoxious. Yeah, this was actually a really bad idea. Oh, wow, amazing. Well, we don't want him to have that. He has everything. I think we just lose. I'm pretty sure we just have no chance, huh? Because we can't prevent any damage. I wonder if I'm thinking about this all wrong. Does Cooltude have a way to inherently make something that can prevent damage? Or maybe, like, this is just an unlucky duel, right? Like, maybe I just shouldn't worry about it. Like, most duels we're probably gonna get one of the cards that actually would work here. But now I just, like, die if I summon anything else, right? I guess I had to maybe... But there's no way I could make Remix after summoning the Hanewata. And to get it back on their turn, effectively. I think you just take slightly too much damage that this idea doesn't work. So what else should I be doing? I need to set up like something meaningful with no... If we have no way to prevent damage, I need to be able to set up something meaningful, right? I think Leonidas is just going to solo us. Unless I get my own Leonidas? I think we're just going to lose this one. Should I just ogre that? Probably not. I don't have like a good way to deal with the Leonidas, right? I think I should just exit. We just gotta wait until we actually get a card that prevents damage. Like, we got a lot of them. Like, obviously our opponent was relying on the exact same thing that we were, right? Like, he had the Hanewata and he had the Leonidas. If he doesn't have those, then he loses just like we do. So I don't know. Like, I don't think that my strategy was wrong. I just got way less lucky. This guy's going second. Is he, like, relying on people to kill themselves? Because that seems like it might be something that happens in this event. Okay, here we got Leonidas, though. Okay, so this was my, like, primary idea. Because the thing about Q is Q locks you out of special summoning anything that's not a tuner, right? So Leonidas wouldn't be able to summon himself, which is why you gotta scale him. What the heck is this guy? Affects this turn instead. That's interesting. So this guy's like actually playing the event, whereas I'm just kind of doing random stuff. It sucks that these all activate at separate times, so Leonidas doesn't work as well. I think I don't want him to have that, right? Mikanko. We don't really have access to an Ash anymore, which is a problem. So now we can hopefully gain a whole bunch of life points. So we gave him Raigeki. I don't really want to use Remix on their turn, but maybe I do. Do I want to pop stuff? Probably, because I'm going to take a lot of damage on their turn if I don't. And also, I should gain the life points, right? Because I would take damage for him this turn because of his effect. So I should gain it instead. Alright, is there anything more we want to do? We could make back-to-back, but that's probably not the play right now. That does suck a little bit. There's no good way to do this. I think I didn't think this turn through completely. Could make back-to-back instead. But back-to-back's just gonna get blown up. I maybe did need to go remix just so I could get the clip. Because now I'm going to run into the problem that I don't have a quick effect to activate to stop both the pre-prep. Was that exactly? I think we want to stop that, right? And we're going to negate the Makanko anyways. We'll do this. Wait, why couldn't I Zaylin? What? Do I have like a weird setting on? Why couldn't I Zaylin there? Can that card like not be negated or something? I just got like cheesed to death for some weird reason. Was this it? I think maybe it was that. Yeah, we would have been perfectly fine, right? I don't think he could have done anything if it actually let me Zaylin. I'm confused. Was that self-chain thing? Because I feel like I've been having that situation a lot where sometimes just in the middle of a chain, it won't ask me to continue the chain for some reason. So maybe... The problem is because I have a new computer, I don't remember what that setting is supposed to be. Because it doesn't save your settings. I don't know if that's what the problem is or not. But I've had that happen quite a few times where it just like didn't let me activate something when I thought I should be able to activate it. Okay, once again, we don't have any useful cards. I feel like that last one should have been a win, but the game kind of screwed me, unless I'm just missing something of why Zaylin couldn't negate that. Is there any other setting? Like, I don't know what this means, right? This is so vague. Oh, is this just like a guy running OTK with Needlebug Nest or whatever? We just need to draw like one of our cards that prevents effect damage and I think we win. That's not it, so I think we lose then. Yeah, we probably just die to these stupid effects. Because we take double damage from that. I don't think we can win this one either. Because we can't add this to our hand during this turn. And I won't ever be able to make Remix. I feel like I just have to make a big monster and try and beat him down. Yeah, really, like, this deck needs to draw, like, 2 of those cards that stop you from taking damage. And if we do that, then we literally can't lose. Do I target this? Like, I'm not gonna summon anymore, right? Like, is he dead here? The only reason I kind of wanted to target this was because I didn't know what this was. Okay, we have lethal. See, that's kind of what I was hoping would happen. If we could just, like, make an RS without killing ourselves, then we should be able to win. So I'm kind of wondering if, like, instead of using Leonidas on my turn, I should just be using it on their turn. Like, here, I should maybe just use this guy on their turn. Ooh, I wonder if I should have summoned Mix there instead so I could have Q, but then I just have like a whole bunch of bodies on the field for no real reason. This guy. Yeah, that's actually going to be a problem because he has way too much attack. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a concern at all. But we could pop him, right? We could just pop him with mix. So can I make both? The problem is I'm a little bit scared if he has like a quick effect to make me take damage. Before, like, that he can chain to this. Because otherwise I want to make remix, right? I can't really efficiently make them both, though, so I think I just gotta make RS and call it good. So we need to make sure this guy goes. Oh, I should have done that in the other order. I forgot. He would take more damage if I did it the other order. But I really didn't want the mix to get negated, so I kind of protected it, even though he probably didn't have anything anyways. I think it's probably not a good idea to make any more here, even though I could. We have clip, right? Yeah, because I could do a whole bunch of stuff on their turn. Maybe-ish. Not as much because we can't go through all of our plays. Maybe I should have gone for a synchro. I don't know what the best way to deal with this is. I think I make Loudness War. This is a tough situation. Do I maybe make back-to-back here? Oh, right. Back-to-back requires synchros as the other part. I can't make that. I could use rotary clip and Recco, though. I think we're one activation away from being able to kill them here, right? Wait, you could just attack directly? I didn't realize that. I didn't read everything that this guy did. That's real? Oh my goodness. That's so unfortunate. Yeah, I don't think our deck is very good for this. Especially when we just don't get effect damage negators. He also got incredibly lucky there, though. So that was kind of unfortunate. That he just had the fusion spell in hand. He didn't search it, right? I don't think he searched it. Maybe he did. Really thinking we gotta start searching this. I don't know if Leonidas needs to be activated first or not. It might all just be in the same window, so it might not matter. Well, we can't really have him using that. I don't really want him to have Leonidas too badly, but... Yeah, I think Leonidas will be a problem because it's too easy for him to just summon it onto the field just by playing anything, right? Do I even want to pop one of these? So I'll gain less life points if I do. The real question is, should I use the bell to make Zaylin here? Or should I make back-to-back so I can look at his hand? Like, I want the Rekko on the field for sure. I think we're going to do this as awkward as it seems. I just don't think there's going to be like a great situation to use Bell on their turn, maybe? Plus we get a whole bunch of life points out of this. And then I guess I can return one of these at the end? Should I? Well, it's too late now. Or I could make back-to-back right now out of this and then bring back Zaylin. So I gain a lot more life points. Pop another one of these. Wait, did that effect work for our opponent? Oh yeah, okay, well that was not the greatest move ever, but that's okay. I think I shouldn't have messed with these, probably. I should have just left them all in the field. There's no way for me to deal with that, so I should probably just wait. Or, like, I could deal with it, but it wouldn't stop it from searching, right? What is this? I could also add the Hanewata with back-to-back, but I think I probably rather would do other stuff. Yeah, I really wish I hadn't messed with these because I think I would have enough activations to actually just kill him if they were all still on the field. I also didn't realize that Leonidas made it so both players don't take damage. If he wants to activate here, obviously he just gets negated. The heck is this? Okay, so he's just doing stuff like that, huh? Do I want to negate that? I think I'm gonna let him do that. I want this to my hand. And then this on the field. I could just allow that. Our opponent does have something to block Zaylen here. Which would be kind of unfortunate. I don't know, he just had all the Kashtira's that special summon themselves quickly, right? Kind of unfortunate. This guy's still negated. I don't have anything else activatable, but I'm kind of hoping that he can't do that much with his levels being messed up and such. Didn't really lose anything of value there. Dang, he had all of the Kashtiras that could special summon while you have something on the field. That's crazy. That should essentially never happen. Because these are probably, like, Tier Cash and Scareclaw Cash are probably one-ofs. Now he gets to attack over Zaylin, which sucks for us. But I think we probably just win on our turn if he can't do a whole lot here. Does he get to deal with the RS now? That's so unlucky. Oh, there's Nibiru. Nibiru probably would have... Well, I guess it wouldn't have killed him, but it would have won us the game a lot easier if we had it. Alright, this is not going that well, but, you know, we're kind of, like, doing average at the moment. Would we rather go second? I'm scared of what people are going to do if they get to go first, though, right? Well, I guess this was bound to happen eventually. We just don't have anything. Well, there's Rotary, so we got something now. The real question is, do I summon Leonidas instead? Or do I use this? What is this? Okay, that's kind of obnoxious because I can't. Because that was a counter trap, so I couldn't activate in response to that. It's kind of hoping that anything they do, I'd just be able to, like, activate in response. But at least I get Leonidas out now. This is battle damage as well, right? Yes, yes it is. So that means do not attack. That's so obnoxious. He still gets it from the rainbow life as well. I just want to make sure, like, this is... Ooh, I see. That's tough to deal with. With the stall cards, that's actually really annoying to deal with. We haven't used you yet. So what do we even do? Everything's gonna get Kurikara. There's not a whole lot I can do about that. Except maybe just get more bodies onto the field. I think we want multiple recos anyways. Alright, well, we're gonna have to pass. And then I think for their turn, because they're definitely going to start kaijuing us, right? We got to do this first, and then we got to follow it up with Max C. Because to be fair, I think they're going to kaiju Leonidas, right? So I guess I didn't have to do that one first, because you could assume that they weren't gonna get rid of Leonidas right then, but yeah, they're obviously getting rid of Leonidas. That makes sense. Now, if we don't do anything, like, I don't have to clip, then we can't get Kurikara. I think I just let him do whatever, honestly. Because if I don't activate RS, I just don't think I want to risk it. I don't know what his other card is. I was gonna say I could like make RS, and then as long as I don't activate it, I don't want to do that. We do have to be careful now because we have nothing to prevent us from taking damage anymore. If we just make like a quick RS here. I don't know what his new card in hand is. I guess we'll see if it's activatable now or not. Doesn't seem like it, but I guess I get to trigger these first and then we'll figure it out. Let's do this first. Pop one of those. And this. Up this guy. Okay, is it activatable? Doesn't look like it. So I think that should just be an easy win. Alright, we got him with his own kaiju. Wait, hold on. Was I being stupid? What did he have in hand? Do we know that the card he drew was another one of these kaijus, right? I was just being dumb the whole time? The other card was like that giant kaiju killing device, right? Because we knew he had Kurikara, and we knew he had the Kaiju Destroyer, or whatever the heck it is. I wonder if we can look at his deck. So I think he actually drew a second of the Kaiju that we already knew about, and I was just being stupid the whole time. He had this guy. Oh, the Anti-Kaiju War Machine Mecha Dogeron. Of course. How could I forget that very memorable name? How does this thing get attack? Equipped to it? Oh, I guess he didn't have a way to get kaiju counters? Does he even have a way to get kaiju counters? Why are you playing this if you don't have a way to get kaiju counters? Don't they need the field spell? Am I missing something about kaijus? I thought they need the field spell to get kaiju counters. So this guy's just playing like a really weird stall deck. This was interesting though, because even though you discard a card and take damage for it, you get all that life back when the rainbow life hits the graveyard. And then they can't attack. But anyways, that's going to do it for the event for now. We'll be back on Wednesday with some more ranked, but that's going to do it for now. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. And that's probably it for the stream. I'm not really looking to duel people, no. So I was thinking like I should play Draco Tail. It'd be really funny because I could recycle like Hanawade and stuff. But then I was like, oh, if you toss too many cards or like you can't get to it fast enough, you just die. So it's kind of it doesn't really work because like Phimena literally discards herself and then you're discarding 2 more cards to, and like I was saying earlier, you die if 5 cards hit the graveyard, right? So you're already making 3 hit the graveyard in a single play. But yeah, my strategy was not very good. It was fine, right? But we definitely could have done something a little bit better or teched it out a little bit more. I think like stuff that you could do is you could have been playing like Needlebug Nest and annoying cards like that, and that would have maybe worked better. Is that all one word? Yeah, it is. Because you just win if this resolves, right? Like, if you're just playing 3 Needlebug Nest and this resolves, you just win. So maybe you would play, like, Triple Tactics Thrust just so you get this card for sure. And then, like I was saying, if you Nibiru someone with 5 monsters on their field, they instantly lose. What other stuff? We had that one guy who was playing, like, the discard cards from your opponent's deck thing, which was also an interesting thing. I assume that maybe he had Needlebug Nest. How do I get back to the event? Who was it? It was, I think, this guy, right? No, it was not this guy. Did we really lose to the guy who was doing this? No, this was a different guy. What is this guy's deck, by the way? He's just playing Hecka Hands and then all the Maneater bugs plus Firecracker? What is this? He's not even playing any of the cards that keep you safe from damage. This doesn't seem like a great strategy, but maybe. Like, if your opponent gets low, I guess. I was kind of worried about getting Firecrackered randomly. Was it this guy? Yeah, this card. He was playing this card, and then he had, like, this to send cards from your deck to the grave. Oh, that's not the one that we saw. We saw... Where was that counter trap? Or was that someone else? Was that really someone else? Yeah, I guess that was someone else. But this is like pretty much an insta-win against anyone. Like, if they summon twice, they just lose. Like, this strategy is really annoying. How much does this guy do? This card is destroyed. I wonder if you could... If you built a deck around summoning and destroying this, it would be better. I bet that, like, Insects has a way to summon this guy from the deck, and then a way to pop him, right? All you have to do is summon 2 of them and pop them. There was definitely a lot more clever stuff we could do. But we did not do that. Ooh, that's annoying as well. This guy, like, totally built for the event, right? I like his style. I didn't have the patience to like figure out a deck that would actually work, so I just played Cool Tune the with the anti-burn cards, and you know, it wasn't great, but it got us our wins, so. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the stream today. It actually took us a little bit longer to get the wins. I didn't realize like how difficult it would be. I thought it would still be playable if we didn't draw those anti-burn cards. Turns out it was not playable. Like, you just lose if you don't have an anti-burn card. At least when you're playing Cool Tune, obviously. But yeah, we'll be back. You played Vanquish Soul Canine? So, Vanquish Soul Canine, I was thinking, I don't have a Vanquish Soul Canine deck. I didn't really want to make the cards, but isn't there... I remember in a different burn event, I considered playing Canine. Because I swear there's a rank 5 that makes it so you don't take burn damage. Why do so many of these do effect damage? Not that. I swear there's one. It's not that guy. Oh, this guy. Your opponent takes any effect damage you would have taken from their card effects instead. But I guess you would still take damage to your own Skull Invitations. But you could, in theory, like, all you gotta do is summon this guy. Because you could summon this guy on your opponent's turn if you're playing Vanquish Soul Canine, right? I guess his second effect wouldn't really help you. But yeah, I remember one of the previous burn events, I was like, I wonder if there's just inherent counters to burn, and I found this guy. So you should have played this in your Vanquish Soul Canine deck. It would have been funny. Because at least it stops you from taking damage to half of the Skull Invitations. And then in theory, I wonder if you have like... If you could get any card that just does some damage. Nah, that wouldn't work. You would need like a single card that does a point. Or like you could just use Borger, right? Heavy Borger, ping them for 1500, and then you just start summoning and putting cards in the graveyard, because as long as this guy stays on the field, you win that race, right? Because if they start out with lower life points, because you could summon this guy without... Well, I guess it kind of depends on your hand, but you might be able to summon this guy without taking any effect damage first, right? So that if you heavy Borger and you are ahead, then you could just start dumping your cards, and they take half of the damage, you take half of the damage, and then you just win before they even get a turn. Yeah, I feel like Vanquish Soul Canine might be able to OTK if you get a good hand. And obviously sometimes Canine relies on your opponent actually activating something in hand for it to work. But there's got to be like another one, right? Like if you read through all of these, like maybe one of these does more effect damage. Or maybe there's like a different strat. Maybe there's like a Link monster. You have Holly Sue and a Fire in a Dark. That's 2 pops. What do you mean by pops? Sorry, I'm not familiar with the Canine Vanquish Soul cards as much. I played Vanquish Soul before Holly Sue existed. What does the Fire in the Dark give you? Special summon. You mean like just 2 cards that you can send to the graveyard, I guess? And I guess if you had that, Holly Sue can summon, and then you summon Jiaolong, right? And then you already make a... You make an Xyz 5 before you've sent anything to the graveyard. But yeah, that would have been a funny strategy. But obviously the thing to consider with that guy is since you're only taking 900 per card instead of 1800, it takes twice as long to kill. But I think with all the link summoning and stuff, you should be able to do it, right? You could destroy 2 cards. See, I'm trying to think of ways to win like turn 1, right? And I think in theory, if you made that Xyz 5, because you don't want to pop their, because the only thing they're gonna have on the field is 2 skull or 3 skull invitations. You don't want to pop those. You just want to like set up that Xyz 5, ping them with some sort of damage, and then just send. How many cards would you need to send? I guess you'd need to send. If you did Borger, it would lower them to 65. So then you need to send 8 cards to the graveyard to win. Which I feel like if you play stuff like Saryuja, it should be doable, right? Because if you send an Xyz monster that has like attachments, they all count for Skull Invitation, right? So if you had like any K9 combos at all, like you Lantern with something you already dropped earlier, then you could just make an Xyz 5 and then just like link that off, and that's automatically like 3 cards. But yeah, I didn't spend the time to find anything that Cool Tune could inherently do. I doubt that they can, right? Because they lock themselves into synchro tuners, or into tuners, and there's so few synchro tuners in the game. I doubt that there's one that specifically prevents effect damage. But I'm pretty sure there are synchros that prevent effect damage, just not a synchro tuner, very likely. But I'd have to look through. This database is not very good, right? It's way better to use like Master Duel meta if you want to find something specific. This one can get you most of the way. It's not terrible, but Master Duel meta is a lot better with like typing in keywords, and you can type in like multiple keywords and stuff like that. So you can't do that here. But anyways, that was a lame event, honestly. Like, it wasn't that much fun. I felt like I had to think way too hard playing Cool Tune. I should have just played something easier. But that does bring up, on Wednesday, I might play Cool Tune. The reason that I wanted to play Cool Tune today was to kind of like remind myself how to play Cool Tune. Unfortunately, playing Cool Tune like this, where you can only send 4 cards to the graveyard before you die, is not very good at reminding yourself how to play Cool Tune. But I might play Cool Tune on Wednesday in Ranked. And we'll see if I can still play the deck and how good it is now. But thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoyed. And like I said, we'll be back Wednesday with some normal Ranked stuff. That's really weird. I didn't realize you did keep top 1,000. I think I was looking like top 1,000 required you to have like 27,000 points, right? And you were saying you were at 33 already? Yeah, this guy. Which, by the way, where the heck do you get this icon? I swear I don't remember this icon at all. It's kind of adorable. There's just like a few icons that I missed along the way, and now I'm like, I wish I had that icon. I feel like this is probably one of them that I just missed from like some bundle that I didn't get, or in the few months that I wasn't playing, maybe it came around. How many points did you end with? Because you said you had 33. If you just sat at 33, you would have made top 1,000, right? But I don't know if you kept trying. You got to 37 and then dropped to 30 and then stayed there. Completely legitimate. How many points did first place have? 74? Also, Tatsuku's not in the top 10, right? He almost always wins, so I'm kind of surprised that he's not in the top 10 unless he's going under a different name. Also, someone here changed their name. This guy changed their name. I'm pretty sure this guy changed their name because I don't remember that being a name. But, like, I remember there's a Korean guy, and then I think there were 2 Chinese players. So I'm pretty sure this guy was a Chinese player, but he changed his name. That's a Japanese player. Oh, this was Pac? His name wasn't... His name was something else before, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it was Pac. But Pac's obviously a top-tier player. I don't know who this is. This guy still hasn't changed his name to his real name, so who knows who this is yet. Another Japanese player. And then I don't know who any of these people are. I know he's already in, because he always wins. I'm just, like, surprised. I guess he just didn't try, probably. Because I imagine if he tried, he could make it. Oh, he was Iron Mental. You're right. I do remember that name. I was like, I have no idea who Iron Mental is. It's probably a popular streamer, because that's definitely a name that a streamer would call themselves for a World Championship qualifier. Also, what happens? Because Tatsuku has won multiple times in a single year, right? What happens if you get first 2 times? Do they then take the guy who got second and invite them to Worlds? Because you can't have 2 Worlds invites, right? I assume they take the guy in second if you get first twice. Oh, Ryan Yu? Who's that again? I don't remember who that is. I know I've heard the name. Who is that? I don't think I've seen his stream. Maybe I just don't know who that is. Like, I know I've seen the name, but I don't think I know what he looks like. Or maybe I do from watching something. So then, like, does it give it to this guy? Whoever this is? Since he won first? I don't know why you would put yourself through that. Like, if you already qualified, why bother going for first? Like, I understand, like, playing in the event because it's the most competitive event and you're gonna play against the best players. But why bother going for first? Is it just to prove a point? Or, like, unless you're just untiltable, it seems like a really good way to lose motivation. Or maybe it was just, like, super easy for him. He was like, yeah, I'm just gonna get first and no one's gonna be able to compete with it. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the stream, I think. Oh, every region? I didn't realize there were separate regions. Does this only show global, or how does this work? This is global. Select round. Oh, okay, okay. So this guy was Japanese. And this player guy was also Japanese? Wait, hold on. I thought that these two were Chinese. Well, I guess not this guy. I thought that this was a Chinese name, but I guess it's a Japanese name with only Chinese characters. Cool. That doesn't make it confusing whatsoever. What region did I just pick? Just Asia. This guy's just Asia. Oh, I guess then that means that this guy was probably Chinese, who had all the Chinese characters, and then this Korean guy. Oh, Jesse didn't do that great, huh? Oh, Yusuf. I know Yusuf. I don't know any of those people. Ah, yes, of course. Player got first place. I think I know Mordred. Also, I think I've heard of Abdullah before. I think he enters the meta weekly sometimes. Yeah, I get that it's where you live. I just didn't... I thought it was only global that they gave you an invite for. But I guess they need more people. That wouldn't really be enough people. But they do like multiple... I don't know how many people go to Worlds, I guess, but whatever. Alright, now for real. I'm actually gonna get off. But thanks for stopping by. Thanks for talking. Like I said, we'll be back on Wednesday, and we'll probably try and play Cool Tune. So if you want to stop by and give me some tips on what to put in my Cool Tune deck. Right now, where's Cool Tune? Jesse is in Pack's team, so it doesn't matter. Wait, did Pack already qualify? Because Pack obviously wasn't first or second there. He was like 4th or 5th, right? So is Pack already or is one of them already qualified? I assume they probably are. Yeah, I guess if like Jesse already knows that he's on a team, then like I was saying earlier, he doesn't really have to get first or even try to get first. He just wants to get experience playing against people. But yeah, this is the list that I just kind of... I mostly copied. I don't know if this is a one-for-one copy. I don't think it is. I think I kind of like took ideas. Oh, right, because I was just looking at global. Pac was second in North America, so he qualified just now. So he wasn't qualified before this. So Jesse should have been trying harder, is what you're telling me. But I understand, like, obviously, not everyone is always going to have a good weekend, right? And I assume that they have a third player on their team, right? So that guy was probably also trying to qualify. So if you have 3 chances to qualify, that's pretty good odds, especially when you're some of the best players in the game. Unless Ryan's on their team, but it doesn't sound like, based on what you're saying, that he is. Alrighty. We're gonna call it there. We'll be back on Wednesday. Probably Cool Tune. Unless I just like see some deck list that I have to play. I think that the ban list should probably be announced on Wednesday, but I think it would get announced like an hour from now, right? So I doubt that we'll still be around when the actual ban list gets announced. So we'll probably... It looks good. What do you think about Ghost Mourner, by the way? I don't have any Ghost Mourners, and I don't really want to craft them, but it seems like it's pretty good right now. I gotta, like, really think about that. But maybe that's something I just gotta deal with the fact that I don't want to craft it. Like, I don't really like it as a card, but maybe that's an outdated thought style, because it's good against Albaz right now. But, like, it's not good against Dark Dragon, right? So it's kind of only good against some things in Branded, not all of them. But I do feel like Ghost Bell and Ash are gonna be able to hit a lot of the things that Mourner... Well, the other problem is I only have one Ogre. Pretty sure that it's the... Yeah, it's the one that I got from the guaranteed packs. I only have the one Ogre, zero Mourner. So, like, yeah, Ogre's good against Albaz. But then, like, Ash and Ghost Spell are good against most of the things that Mourner's not that good against. Ogre would be good against Dark Dragon, though, right? I still haven't figured out if Droll's good in this meta or not yet. I think it is, because the decks that I hate the most are really vulnerable to Droll. Purge. See, I don't have any of those. Those kind of came out during the time that I stopped playing, I think. So I didn't end up getting either Purge or Impulse. Really? People are locking themselves out of Dark and Fire? Like, that means you can't use RS, can't use Remix, can't use Back-to-Back, you can't use Zaylin, you can't use Chaos Angel, can't use Crackle, you can't use Rekko, can't use Clip. It just seems so... Like, I get that it's good, and if you can hit someone with it, maybe they'll surrender before you even have to play. But, like, it turns off so much of your deck. And, like, Impulse is not that much better, right? Because then you can't use, like, Rotary, you can't use Q, you can't use Maker, you can't use Loudness War. I don't know, that seems kind of crazy. But maybe I'm missing the point. Like, if you told me that and I had 3 copies of it, I might try it. But the fact that I don't have any copies of it makes me a lot less likely to try it. Oh, you don't activate... Do you not get this downside if it's not activated from hand? Oh, you don't get the downside if you set it. I see. Huh. But the problem with Cool Tune and this card, though, is you're obviously not really ever going to be able to make use of the pop, right? Destroy that card, because you're probably not going to have a trap card in the graveyard. It's very unlike a lot of Cool Tune people don't even play Imperm. And if you're going first, you would need both an Imperm and a Purge to get the pop. But I guess maybe just keeping them off of one search is enough. I don't know how I feel about that, but, like, obviously there's smarter people than me making that decision, so... I am not quite that good. Well, actually, I'm not anywhere near that good. I'm just hoping we can make it back to Master 1. I think I'm just really bad at the branded cards, honestly. I think I've always been bad at the branded cards, and it was really a struggle that I was trying to constantly play branded stuff. So maybe if we simplify it back down to playing some cool tune, maybe we'll get to climb a lot faster. But, okay, I've said like 5 times now that I'm going to end stream. So, I'm going to end stream there. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for talking. We'll be back Wednesday if you want to watch me play some cool tune. But we'll probably play cool tune on Friday as well. Unless there's like some other event or something to do, which I kind of doubt there will be. So, we'll probably play some more cool tunes. So, yeah, the deck is very difficult. It's mostly like most people can make a legitimate board with branded. The problem is like making the insane boards, right? Like I can't handle that part. Or like I get messed up on the lines of how to disrupt people, and I end up like missing out on a free disruption. Like, oh, if you had just done this, then you could have summoned back your Mirror Jade with Quem after using Cartesia and the Mirror Jade to make Grangranol or something and gotten a second Mirror Jade disruption instead of using the Quem early. It's like that stuff, I need someone to tell me exactly how to do it, otherwise I'm never gonna figure that out on my own. I need like a straight up guide first, and I just don't really have the patience and time to learn all that right now. So I think I might just go to a simpler deck. But yeah, I will see you then. Bye for now. Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna play Cool Tune with the thought that they're probably gonna hit it, and it's gonna be worse. So I'm hoping that whatever comes out in the next pack I want to play, because otherwise I'm gonna try and play some more Draco Tail branded, and hopefully I can get decent at that. But yeah, I think that they're gonna hit Cool Tune, and it's not gonna be nearly as good anymore. Even if they just hit Rotary to 1, I think that's going to hurt the deck a lot. But bye for now. Bye.